If you're training hard but still at the same every year, the problem isn't what you think it is. You eat high protein, clean meals, lose weight during the week, and wake up on Monday morning weighing the same as you did last Monday. Every Monday is a restart. I spent 6 years waking up every Monday telling myself this week would be different. The same meals and the same promise. By Friday, I would weigh the exact same. My problem wasn't my effort. It was thinking and acting like a dieter. Here's what I used to find strange. Most of the men I work with haven't missed a training session in months. But their nutrition falls apart every week. Why? With nutrition, one person tells you to cut carbs, the next says lower your inflammation, and then Bill from the gym tells you to fast for 16 to 28 hours to promote fat burning. It gets real confusing. Sure, you have to be in a deficit to lose fat, but if it were that easy, you wouldn't be here. And after analyzing over 1,000 food diaries, I wish I had them to show you, I can tell you the pattern is almost always the same. Military level restriction during the week, but pure chaos at the weekend. Let's say you earn $5,000 a month after tax. You had a goal to save $1,000 a month to buy a new car by the end of the year. Now you're getting impatient, want the car sooner, and you decide to save $3,500 a month. It won't be long before you're eating away at your savings just to get through the month. The same happens when you keep lowering your calories. Yes, training is simple. You show up or you don't. One decision. But with food, you're making 30, 40, maybe 50 decisions a day, maybe a lot more. What to eat, when to eat, how much, whether to have that second portion, whether to order that thing you actually want or the thing you actually should have. And if you're making all of those decisions as someone who's already dieting, restricting, negotiating, surviving the week, you'll run out of willpower before it's Friday. Every time. That's not a discipline problem. That's an approach problem. And fixing it all starts in here. So the lean version of you, 12%, maybe 15% body fat, already exists in your head. You know what he looks like. But here's the problem. You're not making decisions as him. You're making decisions trying to become him. That's backwards. And I can tell you from experience, I don't negotiate or justify pastries. I don't reward myself with them either. That's your current self talking, and your current self got you here. Now it's Friday and you're at the pub and your friend orders a second beer. Your current self thinks, I've been good all week, one more won't hurt. But the lean version of you, I'm the type of person who has one beer and switches to water. That's just what I do. One is negotiating and the other one is deciding. Make one decision today that he would make, not 10, one. Maybe it's eating breakfast like he would. Maybe it's actually planning your lunch. Maybe it's not scrolling through Uber Eats at 9 p.m. And once you start deciding instead of negotiating, the rest gets easier. But thinking like a lean person isn't enough if your meals are set up to fail you, and mine were for 6 years. So I used to think losing fat was just about eating as little as possible and just suffering through it. Tiny chicken salads that would leave me starving 1 hour later. It's no wonder I would eat peanut butter straight from the jar at 9 p.m. And yes, it's always peanut butter. I wasn't eating like a lean person. I was eating like someone who went from one extreme to the next. Lean people do not eat tiny portions. They eat big meals that happen to be lower in calories. The formula is simple. Lean protein, filling carbs, veg or fruit at every meal. Breakfast? My go-to is Greek yogurt, oats, berries. For a huge bowl, it's only 600 calories and it's so quick to prepare, you can't tell me you're too busy. Lunch, chicken, sweet potato, handful of veg, 600 calories. Dinner, lean mince, pasta, more veg, 600 calories. You're eating way more food than you did on keto, but because it's high protein and high fiber, the calories are still low enough to keep you in a deficit. If you want to stop restarting every Monday, you need this next habit. But if you're not sure how many calories you should actually be eating, I built a free calculator that works out your body fat, your target, and exactly how many calories you need to get there. Links in the description, and it takes around 60 seconds. I remember when I had zero structure. It was okay when I was in my early 20s, but as soon as I started working long hours, it bit me in the ass. 1 month of me trying to freestyle had me up around 12 pounds. But then there was this guy in my office who was lean all year round, ran a business and worked really long hours. I watched his eating patterns, as you do. He would eat the exact same thing for breakfast every day and rotate 2 lunches every week. And after staying lean myself and helping many men do the same, I can tell you that lean people eat the same meals most of the time. Not because they lack creativity, but because it stops them scrolling through Uber Eats trying to justify a pizza. You find a breakfast you like. Maybe you tweak the flavors. Have a few lunch options that are simple to make and rotate them when you just get sick of them. The same with dinner. And when it comes to the weekend, you have a lighter lunch, factor in a takeaway or meal out. Then Sunday is straight back to normal. No faffing around with a cheat day or some other crap. The specific meals don't matter. The structure does. 50% of your plate is veg or veg and some fruit. 25% is a lean source of protein. Then 25% a fibrous carb. The exception is obviously breakfast. I don't expect you to shove broccoli into your oats. We're just focusing on high protein and high fiber. You can use this anywhere. Restaurants, hotels, your mum's house. And now your weeks have structure. But structure without feedback is just routine. And routine without adjustment is how you will stay stuck. So my client Hossam used to lose 30 pounds and put it back on. This lasted 15 years. But this cycle ended when I asked Hossam to stop thinking like someone who's on a diet, because that thinking is what created the cycle. So once a week, we asked 2 questions. Where did things get away from me? What could I do differently next time? For example, 1 week he overate Friday and Saturday because he skipped lunch on Friday and went out starving. His solution was to never skip lunch before night out again. There were weeks where the scale didn't move and he wanted to quit. But Hossam had never run topless in his life. That image kept him going. He lost 50 pounds at 37. He ran topless for the first time. Look, the first time I lost 80 pounds, I was on a diet, suffering through it, counting down the days until I could eat normally. Lost the weight, went back to the normal. Then the weight came back just as fast. The second time I stopped dieting, I changed what my normal eating actually looked like. I stopped saying I'm trying to eat better. I started saying I'm the person who eats high protein, high fiber meals. That's it. I stopped saying I shouldn't have that. I started saying I don't eat like that. Not as a rule, as a fact. 18 years later, still eating the same way. Not because I'm disciplined, but because I'm not on a diet. You're not starting over, you're adjusting. That's the difference between a diet and a lifestyle. And whatever you do, don't try and do all these 4 things at once. Start with 1. When it feels normal, then add another. And now that's the nutrition side handled. But if you're training like most men over 30, you're probably making it harder than it needs to be. I covered the 5 biggest training myths in this video here. I'll see you there.